Dakrulik says, "Hi, my name is Patryk. I've been learning 3D since 2023. This summer I completed a bachelor's degree in computer graphics with a focus on 3D graphics. I'm currently studying motion design and VFX at the first years of my master's degree." That's nice. Before CG creator and animation, my dream is to work with characters and creatures in films and animations, but I also feel my passion to creating those into games. Yeah, I mean, the line between games and movies is quickly fading. We're gonna see like a very similar style very soon. Take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so portfolio organization, I like it. There's a couple of them that I feel are a little bit too busy, like this one right here. Yeah, like the quality on this one I don't love. Same for this animation, looks a little bit too noisy, like there's too much stuff going around. Oh, it was a submission for one of those like challenges. Nice. Yeah, it's design. Design is not the strongest one on that piece. Oh, you've been participating on all of this like challenges. That's great. Like, this is a question I get asked often, is like, oh, should we participate in this like contest and challenges and stuff like that? And the answer is yes, like totally. Actually, I forgot to mention, Alan, remind me of doing like an announcement on the Discord server. But ShapeLab, we collaborated with ShapeLab. Where is it? We collaborated with ShapeLab earlier this year. ShapeLab is a it's a VR like sculpting thing, but they also have their desktop version for this thing, and they recently announced this one, the ShapeLab times Blender challenge. It's called the Darkest Night of the Year. It's running through the next couple of weeks. And there's some like cool prizes by Huyon and by these guys, and I'm gonna be a judge. There you go. So I'm gonna be a judge of this like contest here. So if you want to participate, you can go and check their site right here, ShapeLab VR. So you can do it with VR, and I also believe you can do it with the desktop version as well. So just check the rules, follow the elements, and this is another contest that's running right now. So yeah, participating in this contest is it's a really cool way to get your name out there, to get people to know who you are, to really test you, right, and put you on the spot, because you need to do this like very fast. You can see that you really love dragons, man. That's great. I mean, this one definitely looks a lot better. I say that the greater dragon is. Like, you're getting better on your forms, but you definitely need to work a little bit more on the forms of the character. I like the textures in this one, a lot more sort of like realistic because of the tones and the colors. But again, it's a sculpting here. So one of the reasons why this looks like a little bit, I want to say, I mean, I don't want to be mean. Sometimes I feel like I say things and they are a little bit too mean. But it's because I love you guys. I want you to make sure that you guys like grow and create some like great stuff. So this right here, right? So this right here, this right here, this right here, this right here, like all of those like metal plates and things that you should create, they look like clay, right? Like even those like things right here, it looks like you just extracted the whole thing. And even though the texture is sort of like saving it or helping you a little bit, it just looks too weird, right? Like this plates, they look too weird. And I mentioned this, I'm gonna make a video on how to create armor for characters inside of ZBrush in a nicer way, because I feel like this is a very common mistake where we try to sculpt everything from a single piece and it just looks like very bad, right? Like all of these things, they don't look good. All of the straps, they look very unnatural, and we gotta be very careful with that. Again, I'm gonna recommend the Oni course, because we do cover armor pieces on that one, and I explain and show some of the processes that you can follow to get a cleaner look. Because I can see here, my friend, that you do know the full pipeline. You know texturing, you know sculpting, you know UVs, you know rendering even. Like the render on this one looks great. Like I'm very professional, right? But the forms, the fundamentals of your constructions, they're not really helping you here with this character. Okay, so be very mindful on that. Work on that. If you look at the dragons, right, and you can look at like a dragon sculpt, where to look for dragon sculpt, right, you're gonna see there was a very famous tutorial a while ago. Let me see if I can find this one. Right, was it this one? I'm not sure if it was this one. It was by a guy who worked at Blizzard, and he did his like dragon tutorial. I saw this, like I'm talking like 10 years ago. And you're gonna see, if you find that, it was displacement. I don't remember the name of the artist, unfortunately, but he showed his process. And one of the things that you saw when you were watching the process is that he split the things into multiple parts, right? So each of these plates might be different polygroup to get like that really like nice separation from the elements. And one of the things that I'm seeing on your submission right now, Patrick, is that you're trying to sculpt everything in a single mesh. I can see it here on the chest of the character. I can even see it on the spikes of the character. I'm not sure if you're separating them into different subtools, but having more separation and more form control can definitely help you to get a nicer result. Yeah, see this? So all of these things, you can start like playing a little bit more with the separation of the elements to really get a more like professional result. Look at reference, guys. Come on, like this is something, and this is not only for Patryk, this is for everyone. One of the things that you need to look for is look at reference. Look at the piece that you're like, okay, I can say like I don't even need to be a master or anything to know that this is a really good piece, right? We can of course like talk about design and other elements, but if we see the execution of this sculpture, like this sculpture looks amazing. So look at it and ask yourself, why does this look so good, right? Like why is this such a good piece? Well, because of the forms, right? Like all of this overlapping, how the fat goes into all of the different elements, how the teeth are separated from the main mesh and you have a little bit of a mask going there, how every single detail here makes sense, right? Like this divot right here, this frills right here, the horn on the front, like all of these things are things that we need to study. Like spending a little bit of time studying these things and being like, oh, I really like this detail. I really like how he created that. Now, let me jump into ZBrush, and even on just a freaking plane, guys. Like this is the thing that a lot of people... I don't know why they don't teach this on the schools, because I remember some of my teachers taught us this, but it's also one of those things that you just learn about. But you just grab a freaking cube, right? Just grab a freaking cube and be like, okay, I like that. How can I do that? Well, those look like a couple of holes right there, right? So it's like a hole, and then it's a smaller one, smaller one, smaller one. Okay, let's add them. 1, 2, and then 3. Does my little holes here look like that? No. Why not? Well, because there's like a little bit of extra volume there, like a round element. Well, that's where form comes into play. That's where I need to really start creating and really pay attention to what they're doing to create that like organic looking shape, right? It's studying the thing, doing quick practices. A lot of people think that practicing needs to waste or to spend like a lot of time, and sometimes yeah, you do, but sometimes you can just do this like small exercises and try to understand what they're doing there to generate something that looks so nice, so cool, and try to incorporate that into your own workflow. So even if I don't finish this, even if I don't do like a final dragon right now I at least have practiced just a very basic construction of this like interesting organic shape right here. And the next time I'm doing an organic character, my mind, my body, my hand, they're gonna remember this exercise. They're gonna remember this like quick little study that I did right here, and they're gonna help me to create something that looks a little bit more interesting, right? So it's all about incorporating things, learning from experience. That's, if there's one skill that we as humans have that makes us so powerful from other species, is the fact that we can learn so much without having to go through all of the work, right? Like we don't need to start from scratch and learn every single thing all the time. We can, as the famous quote says, we can stand on the shoulders of giants and we can learn from what they are teaching us. Every single thing that someone does, every single thing that someone shares, that's something that we can use to learn for ourselves. And then, that's the beauty of this, we can share this knowledge with someone else. And we as a community, we as artists, we will learn from everyone else and we will create amazing things. That's how we evolve as an industry. That's how we evolve as artists. That's how we learn as human beings. And if you start loving that learning process, if you understand the power of learning, of finding this like mentors and understanding what you're doing and then incorporating that into your workflow, that's gonna make you a bigger and a better artist. Okay, so that's one of the things that we can do. That's it, right? Again, it's not perfect, it doesn't look like that, but at least I understand and I try to find like the forms and the things that I'm seeing here. Next time I'm gonna use this as a reference. Like next time I need to do a creature, I can do this and just like incorporate that into my own designs and get into or create something that looks a lot better. Hopefully that little that little rant right there, that little tangent, helps you guys understand why we have this motto right here, right? Always learning, always improving. This is like, if I could have something on my freaking like tombstone or like my urn when I die, it's gonna be this quote right here, because that's the best lesson that I learned and the best lesson that I can teach you guys. If you keep learning, if you keep improving, then the only thing you can do is keep growing. That's it. It's the natural consequence of learning and improving, growing. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like there's something missing in your pipeline, if you feel like there's like a step or a process that you don't understand, learn, practice, improve, grow. That's what you need.